What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's time for Wrestlepalooza as the WWE begins its PLE partnership with ESPN, with 5 big bouts including 2 title clashes. However, was it worth the hype? Spoiler alert, no. Join us now as we recap Wrestlepalooza and look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. We also have major news of the WrestleMania 43 main event being spoiled. Jey Uso has a freak accident, Stephanie McMahon inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, WWE tried to censor this sign, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, as always for PLEs, we will be recapping the show, as the first match on the card is John Cena vs Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are back together. In fact, Paul Heyman introduced his friend Brock Lesnar before the match. It's pretty much SummerSlam 2014 all over again, as the Beast Incarnate manhandles John Cena from start to finish. Cena mounts a brief but futile comeback, hitting multiple AAs only for Brock to kick out. But Brock then goes into beast mode, and you can almost hear Shang Tsung screaming out "finish him" as Lesnar hits so many F5s that he knocks Cena out cold, leading to kids even crying in the arena. Brock Lesnar manages to destroy John Cena and wins the match. But even after the match, Brock Lesnar goes to hit another F5, but the referee gets in his way, and Lesnar lays out the referee with an F5 before delivering a parting gift F5 to John Cena. Yeah, Cena really brought out those mini Cenas just to see him get mauled. Next up, the Usos versus The Vision and special guest referee LA Knight. Now, LA Knight calls the match down the middle, allowing both teams to pulverize each other and use whatever weapon they happen to come across, including tables and chairs. The Usos' years of teamwork has things going their way, but The Vision's power and resiliency is just too much as both the Usos are put through a table. Bronson Reed then delivers a huge tsunami to Jey to seal the deal as The Vision defeat the Usos. Bronson Reed demands that LA Knight raises his hand in victory, but Knight balks and bails out. Next up, it's a match for the vacant Women's World Championship as Stephanie Vaquer takes on IYO SKY. Sky and Vaquer are fighting for the Women's World Championship vacated by Naomi after she announced her pregnancy. This one is Sky's for the taking, with her experience giving her the advantage, but it's clear Stephanie's passion is fueling her throughout the match. Vaquer works on Sky's knee as Sky wears down Vaquer with various strikes and submission holds. Sky goes to the air, but there's no one home, and she lands hard on an already weakened knees. There's an incredible moonsault by Vaquer and giving her the momentum to get the pinfall and the title as Stephanie Vaquer becomes the new World Women's Champion. Next up is a mixed tag match as Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch take on CM Punk and AJ Lee. But this match poses 2 questions. Number 1, is AJ Lee ready to take on one of WWE's greatest wrestlers after a 10-year absence? And number 2, will Seth and Becky give AJ a chance to tag in? We don't know the answer to the first question for some time, as Seth and Becky do everything imaginable to keep CM Punk from tagging in his wife. However, Punk perseveres, making the hot tag and allowing AJ Lee to show that she hasn't lost a step in the ring. Nonetheless, she's got her work cut out for her, and both teams have some close calls. Rollins shows what a scumbag he is when he slams AJ's head into the mat behind the referee's back, but even that's not enough to keep her down as she applies the Black Widow to Becky and Becky taps out. AJ Lee and CM Punk defeat Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And now it's time for the main event, as it's the Undisputed WWE Championship match as champion Cody Rhodes takes on Drew McIntyre. Now, this one is a slobber knock you'd expect as Drew makes his latest attempt at a 4th world title, while Cody looks to dish out some punishment for the Scottish Warrior shelving him for weeks. There is some questionable officiating, at least by Wade Barrett standards, including a spot where Drew prepares to claymore Cody while both men are on the outside of the ring. The referee delays Drew long enough for Rhodes to recover, and Drew to instead put his foot right through the announce table, injuring his knee. Drew fights back in the ring, but when he goes for another claymore, his knee gives out and Cody hits a crossroads for the 1-2-3 as Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship. And that's it, the PLE is finished. But that was a quick recap of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a solid hype video. Wrestlepalooza started out with at least a bang. Not a banger of a match, but a fantastic video celebrating WWE's new partnership with ESPN. While it was a video equivalent of a mutual admiration society, it was well produced and highlighted the WWE's rich history and ESPN's history covering all sports, not just wrestling. Hey, even Vince McMahon made an appearance in the video. Number 2, the return of Pat McAfee. Our Pat McAfee fans were in for a treat tonight as Pat showed up to provide color commentary for the majority of tonight's show. It's definitely been a while since fans saw Michael Cole's BFF, and it was fun to hear their usual banter. However, Pat didn't stick around for long as he left after the 3rd match. Yeah, maybe he was disgusted with the pay-per-view as well. Number 3, and a new Women's World Champion. Now, IYO SKY and Stephanie Vaquer was a match for the ages, and undoubtedly WrestlePalooza's best match on the card. Sky's arguably WWE's best female worker, while Vaquer has already made a fantastic impression after just only a year in WWE. In fact, it's only been 153 days since she debuted on the main roster, winning her first title, and she's also the first Chilean wrestler to ever win a title in WWE. As good as the bout was, WWE really made the right decision by putting the title on Stephanie Vaquer, who has years of experience and seems ready to lead the women's division on Raw. Now, we really hope that this is just the start of big things for Vaquer, but knowing Triple H's booking, we might see less of her now that she's got the title. I mean, just look at what they did to IYO SKY. Number 4, AJ hasn't lost a step. AJ Lee is back, and not only does she have her skipping game down, she showed not a millimeter of ring rust. It's been 10 years since AJ stepped into a WWE ring, but you wouldn't have guessed it judging from her performance tonight. Lee pulled off moves crisply and sold like a champion. Things picked up in a major way once Punk made the hot tag to AJ, with the babyfaces delivering some much deserved payback and giving the fans a solid dose of nostalgia and hope that AJ isn't going anywhere soon. It did go on a little bit long, but it was fun, and you could tell that all the wrestlers involved were having an absolute blast, and a passable main event. And we don't want to sound like we're damning tonight's Cody Rhodes vs Drew McIntyre bout with faint praise, but the match, while showcasing Cody and Drew can phone it in and still put on a really decent match, it wasn't the stuff of legend, and frankly seemed better suited for an episode of Saturday night's main event. But that was a good what about the bad, as number 1, the Beast is back, and Cena pays the price. Now, if WWE wanted to make sure fans know Brock Lesnar hasn't lost a step, then they certainly showed it tonight with Brock Lesnar's utter annihilation of John Cena. Now, before we break this down, we have no doubt that John Cena agreed to take a beat down to help Lesnar, much as he did at SummerSlam 2014. But did the WWE really need to do business this way? If this is indeed John Cena's final match with Brock Lesnar, it made him look like a punk, and it's an undignified way for the final leg of his farewell tour. A farewell tour that has been hit and miss at most. Now, even if WWE felt that it was better for Cena to lose, he should have had some sustained offense, losing the match after a spirited fight. This just didn't feel right, and hopefully WWE pulls a surprise and maybe books a rematch at Crown Jewel. Number 2, a sloppy tag match. Now, tonight's PLE featured some disappointments, including the Usos vs The Vision. The Usos reunion was overshadowed by what could only be called a sloppy match. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker still have ways to go as a team, and Jay and Jimmy weren't up to hiding their flaws, which made this even worse given Jay was accidentally busted open late in the match. And Triple H lied to us. A WrestlePalooza was anything but the exciting surprise-filled debut that Triple H promised, and judging from some fans' reaction, WWE's PLE move to ESPN may not be the smash success that they're hoping for. Indeed, one fan tweeted, "Hey WWE, F you and WrestlePalooza. Hiding this event behind ESPN Unlimited is ridiculous, and a screw you to the fans that already have Peacock. ESPN Unlimited is ridiculously expensive and isn't even offered by many popular providers like YouTube television. This is a train wreck." Now, the way WWE went in with hyping this event, you would have thought that it would be on par with WrestleMania. Triple H told us to expect surprises at the 2025 WWE WrestlePalooza PLE. And, well, the show featured zero surprises, other than the cringe segment featuring The Undertaker and Stephanie McMahon. And don't get us wrong, it's a great announcement, but having The Undertaker come out on his bike and start talking and laughing like it was a podcast just seemed off. There was no major developments, and the only good match was IYO SKY vs Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, and the cherry on the cake was having ads on a PLE. It's not like WWE is short of any money right now. I mean, some people literally paid $30 just to still get ads on a PLE. And these weren't short breaks either, these were about 3-minute commercials. While it's understandable for Raw and SmackDown, it's not on at all for a PLE, and something tells us it's only going to get worse over time. Hell, are we going to get ads during WrestleMania itself? Bottom line was WrestlePalooza was badly booked, serving as the latest example that WWE believes fans will continue to watch an increasingly poor product and still pay top dollar for it. Soon enough, fans aren't going to be paying at top level prices. That was nothing downright ugly, although the ads really did come close, but it showed nothing to justify a sequel. This PLE belongs buried with great balls of fire. What did you guys think of WrestlePalooza? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at WWE have spoiled WrestleMania 43. And the news surrounding WrestleMania 43, the WWE's first Mania in Saudi Arabia, keeps getting bigger as a new promotional poster shows The Rock and Roman Reigns. And it looks like the WWE Universe is finally going to get the dream match that's been rumored for years, but has always fallen through. Now, whilst this isn't the biggest shocker ever, as there's been strong rumors about the Saudi government wanting to bring in big names, including The Rock, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and Steve Austin, Certainly something to look forward to. If The Rock can bring back the same game he did at WrestleMania 40, it'll definitely be worth the wait. Oh, and we surely had to be reminded that WrestleMania is coming to Saudi Arabia for about 300 times, right? Next up, Crown Jewel Championship returning. Now in other PLE news, fans of the WWE's Crown Jewel Championship will be happy to learn that the WWE is bringing back its Crown Jewel Championship. The news was announced during WrestlePalooza that the winner of tonight's Women's World Championship would face the WWE Women's Champion at Crown Jewel. Both respective champions, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, also had a face-off on the post-show. And Triple H did make it official, saying that Seth Rollins will take on Cody Rhodes, champion versus champion, for the Crown Jewel title in Perth. A title that's not significant at all. Next up, Jey Uso suffers a freak accident. And the Usos vs Division match didn't quite end as planned, as Jey Uso accidentally busted himself open during an attempt to hit Bron Breakker with a steel chair. Uso hit himself in the head and brutally busted himself open. Now, currently there's no word on Jey's condition, however EMTs did rush over to him after the match. We're hoping that he's okay. Next up, Stephanie McMahon is the first inductee in the 2026 Hall of Fame. Well, fans did get some surprise tonight, at least with The Undertaker showing up at WrestlePalooza to deliver some big news. Taker rode down to the ring on his motorcycle before finding a longtime friend and someone he had big news for, that being Stephanie McMahon. Taker informed wrestling's billion-dollar princess that she is the first inductee for next year's WWE Hall of Fame class, a big honor for a woman who is involved with WWE not only as an on-air character and occasional wrestler, but someone heavily involved in creative and later in running the promotion. Congrats to Stephanie on this fantastic news, and we're just glad that the two have patched things up ever since Taker abducted her. And finally, WWE tried to censor Brock Lesnar signs. And last but not least, Brock Lesnar's returned for his first match in over 2 years, but that doesn't mean everyone has forgotten some of the controversy surrounding Lesnar's departure. That being mentioned but not named as a party in the Janelle Grant lawsuit against Vince McMahon and WWE. Case in point, a fan who brought in a sign that read, "He shouldn't be here," and we all know why. WWE really tried their best to blur out the sign, but it still made the show and aired on ESPN. But there you have it, folks, our recap and review of WrestlePalooza, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.